the Pest whisperer. I stood at the threshold of the family home, the chill of the night air biting at my skin, yet it was the weight of the past that truly sent shivers down my spine. It had been years since I'd last crossed this threshold, years since I'd felt the scornful gaze of my family burn into me. The echoes of their laughter, the mockery, still haunted me like a specter. I could hear my brother's voice, cruel and mocking. "You're going to lose your mind chasing after rats. It's insane." But I wasn't insane. I was a vermin communicator, a title that had once made them laugh, but now bore the weight of truths they could scarcely comprehend. As I stepped inside, the familiar scent of wood polish and stale memories enveloped me. My mother was in the kitchen, her back turned as she washed dishes. The clinking of glass against porcelain was a jarring reminder of all I had endured. I cleared my throat, hoping for a moment of recognition, but she didn't turn. My heart sank. "Mom?" I said, my voice barely above a whisper. She turned, eyes wide, and for a moment I thought I saw a flicker of something. Fear? Regret? But it vanished as quickly as it appeared. "What do you want?" she snapped, her voice sharp enough to cut through the air. "I came to talk," I said, trying to keep my tone steady. "Talk? About what? Your delusions? Your obsession with filthy vermin?" She spat the words as if they were poison. "Mom, please, just listen to me. I've uncovered something." "Uncover what?" my brother chimed in, leaning against the doorframe with a smirk. "More nonsense?" But I wasn't here to argue. I was here to show them the truth. "I've been tracking something," I said, my voice trembling with the weight of it. "The rats, they're not just pests. They're messengers. They carry warnings, secrets. I can communicate with them." Their laughter echoed again, a cruel melody. "You've lost it," my father said as he stepped into the room. "You're nothing but a disgrace to this family." But I was no longer the frightened, delusional child they had mocked. I had endured horrors that had twisted my understanding of reality. I had witnessed the intelligence of the vermin, their eyes gleaming with knowledge of things that should not be known. I had survived their whispers, the messages they carried from the shadows, and I had returned with proof that would shake the very foundations of their disbelief. "Please," I urged, desperation creeping into my voice. "I need you to believe me. I need you to see." They exchanged glances, disdain and disbelief etched on their faces. "What do you expect us to do?" my mother sneered. "Accept your madness? Your communication with rodents?" But then the air shifted. The lights began to flicker, and a heavy silence fell over the room. A low, eerie chattering echoed from the walls, as if the very house were alive and listening. I took a step back, my heart racing. I hadn't summoned them. They had come of their own accord. "What's happening?" my brother asked, his bravado faltering. "Listen," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "They're here." Then, like a dark wave, they flooded into the room. Rats, scores of them, scurried across the floor, their beady eyes glinting in the dim light. My family shrieked, stumbling back in horror. I felt the rush of adrenaline surge through me, the thrill of recognition. They were here to bear witness to the truth. The rats formed a pattern, swirling around my feet, their movements synchronized, almost choreographed. I knelt down, feeling the connection surge within me, a bond forged through years of understanding their language. They began to scuttle up the walls, leaving behind a trail of something dark and glistening, a message, a warning. "See?" I cried, my voice rising above the chaos. "They're trying to tell you something." My family's faces twisted in terror as the rats formed letters and symbols, an intricate tapestry of warning woven into the very fabric of the room. I could decipher it now, the chilling message they had brought from the shadows. "The darkness is coming. You cannot hide from it." "What does it mean?" my mother cried, her voice breaking. "It means you can't ignore what you've mocked," I said, a bitter edge creeping into my tone. "You laughed at me, dismissed me, but the horrors I faced, they're real. and they're coming for you." The rats surged forward, a wave of fur and teeth, their eyes glowing with an unfathomable intelligence. My family screamed, the sound reverberating through the house, echoing the fear I had felt all those years ago. But this time, it was their fear. As the shadows deepened, I felt a sense of vindication. They could no longer deny the truth of my journey, the horrors I had faced. My obsession had not been a delusion. It had been a survival instinct, a desperate grasp at understanding the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil. And as the rats swirled around us, their message clear, I realized that this was my triumph, not just over the ridicule, but over the very darkness that had sought to consume me. I had survived, and now they would witness the consequences of their disbelief. With one last glance at my family, their faces pale and trembling, I stepped back into the shadows, leaving them to confront the reality of what they had mocked. I had become the vermin whisperer, a harbinger of a truth they could no longer ignore. And as I faded into the darkness, the echoes of their screams mingled with the chattering of the rats, a chilling reminder of the cost of disbelief, a haunting note of vindication that would linger long after I had vanished.